Hello again from Central Virginia. My name is Rebecca. If you've not been here before to my channel, welcome. I'm a no-dig organic gardener in Central Virginia, and today I'm actually gonna plant some more in my fall garden. I'm gonna plant some lettuce, and to do that I'm going to remove some bean plants that are done or about to be done, and some that are not doing so well. So I think I can make much better use of this space by going ahead and putting in a lettuce bed. I love to grow lettuce in the fall. I grow a lot of it in the spring, but here in Central Virginia it's just far too hot to even think about it in the summertime. And usually it's pretty hot in August, but we are actually benefiting from the offshore hurricane that is going on in the Atlantic, and it's brought in a lot of cool weather. August has generally been cooler than it normally is, and I checked the forecast for the next 10 days, and it's going to continue to be pretty mild in the low 80s. And so I'm going to go ahead and plant this because I think by the time we get into September, even if we have a couple of days in the 90s, this lettuce should get established now. Main thing about planting lettuce is it likes to have cool soil. So the germination is going to be iffy. So I'm going to overseed, and we'll see if we can get some things going. I'm going to plant several different kinds of lettuce, loose leaf lettuce and Bibb lettuce, and I'm just going to interplant it all together, and hopefully we'll get a nice lettuce bed going here. I will probably plant another one later so that I can have sort of what I would call rolling harvest. Here in Central Virginia, our frost date is the third week in October. But honestly, in the last 5 years, our hard frost has been coming much later. Probably this year will be the exception to that, but you never know. You pay your money, you take your chances, and I'm going to go ahead and put this lettuce in, and I'm going to continue to plant lettuce so that we can have salads all throughout the fall. All right, let's go ahead and I'll show you where I'm going to put this in, and we'll get going with it in terms of doing the prep for the bed that we need to do. Not too much, but let's go ahead and do it. Behind this beautiful sage, this red sage, pineapple sage, here is the bean bed, and you can see that this side of it is really beaten up. There, I picked up all the beans pretty much that needed to be picked. I'm going to go ahead and clear out all of this, and I probably will clear out some of this as well. That part of the bean plant, this was my fourth planting, and you can see that those are in much better shape. These just really got hit by the heat, and then the grasshoppers popped in and they just weren't happy. So I'm going to go ahead and clean out this mess, and then we'll go ahead and get that planted. Normally I leave this one because it's got some blossoms on it, serving me just fine for my green bean supply. I'm just going to break some of this up and smooth it out. You really don't need a deep planting bed. What I'm dealing with right here is a very hard brick Virginia red clay, mixed in with a lot of my organic matter, but it still is very hard. Break that up a little because the lettuce seeds are very small. You want a nice loose planting bed for them. I'm actually tamping this down, and the reason I'm doing that, it just you really are just going to sprinkle these on the top and cover them with a little tiny bit of soil. The seeds are so tiny that you want to give them you want to give them a good chance to really push through. A little mark on my rows, where I'm starting and finishing, just so I know. I'm going to just make a little furrow down the center here. Lettuce doesn't go deep, and you're just going to want to cover it up with some very loose soil. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Start with some sword leaf here, the Thai oak here, and Yugoslavian Red. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to loosely sprinkle these down the row. So gently and press them in. They barely need to be covered. You can almost just tramp on the earth itself and press them in. I'm expecting these to germinate pretty quickly because the soil's warm, and I think they'll probably germinate in maybe about 3 days or 4 days. Once they're germinated and I can see where the row is, I'll come in and I will put the mulch in between the rows to keep the soil as cool as possible. I might end up, if the weather turns suddenly warmer, put some shade cloth over just to make sure that we maintain a cool temperature there and give these a chance. And then in about 1 week or 2 weeks, I will come in and I will plant lettuce in another location, probably underneath this trellis right here, which is a nice protected area for it, and it doesn't get so hot. So thank you so much for watching. If I remember, I post my planting videos in the 2025 garden planting playlist. Thank you so much for watching. I hope your garden's growing well, and I hope you're well. Take care. Bye. Okay. Onward and upward.